This problem is from section 3.2. Here we have a list of numbers, which are durations in hours of simple random sample of all flights of space shuttle. And then we want to find the following, basically a bunch of descriptive statistics. Now we have formulas for these, we can do these by hand, but we have the calculator handy, so let's just put this information into our calculator and have our calculator do the work for us. So we're going to enter these values into our list. Let's go to Stat, and we'll select number 1 for edit. And if your lists are not empty, you can clear list 1 by moving your cursor up on top and pressing the clear button and then hitting enter, and then that would have cleared everything out if I had anything in there. So we're going to put in all these values. So I'll go ahead with 72, enter, 95, enter, etc. So here is our last number, 0, and we have 15 numbers it looks like, and if we count these we're going to get 15, so we probably want to just browse through this to make sure that we got it all correct. So let's just say that we did, and we're ready to go. Now the main command for finding descriptive statistics is var_stat. So let's go to Stat again. This time we're going to right arrow to Calc, and then we're going to select var_stats, which is number 1. If you leave this blank, it's automatically going to assume that you're looking at L1, but just in case, we should put in the list that you want to take the var_stats of. So I have var_stats, and then I typed L1, which is a second function, and the number 1, and then we'll press enter. So here we have a handful of things. If you see the right arrow, or if you see a down arrow, that means there's more to this output than that, so we can scroll down and see the second page of the output. This would be the bottom of it. So let's get that onto our page. So here we have a couple of screenshots from our calculator that describe our output, and we're looking for the mean, median, mode. Let's just go through the list and see what we have here. We have the mean, that's x bar. The median is actually here. The mode is not here, so we'll have to find that differently. The mid-range we'll have to find. The standard deviation, we're going to assume that this is a sample, and so the standard deviation for the sample is S. We have the variance. We don't have the variance, we have to do a computation. The computation is basically S squared. And then the first and third quartiles are here. And then the range, we'll have to compute that as well. But the range and the mid-range all involve the minimum and the maximum, and those are values that we're also given here. Okay, so it looks like we can identify our mean or median. We can compute our mid-range, our standard deviation, and our variance, and the first and third quartiles in the range. So the mode, we'll do the mode last. Let's make a list of what we know. So let's start with A. That's the mean, x bar. And if you notice that the original data set are all whole numbers, so we're going to put our descriptive statistic values rounded off to 1 decimal place past that. So we're in the tenths place. So we have 218.13. Our median is also given. And I know the book has x tilde as the median, but we can just write MED or spell out the whole median. And that looks like it's 236. The median, remember, is the very middle of the data set if you were to put this in order. And since we have 15 numbers, that's an odd number of numbers, we're looking at the very middle of that, the 8th spot if we have it written in order. We'll skip the mode. We'll come back to the mode. The formula for the mid-range is the maximum plus the minimum divided by 2. It's basically the average of the max and min, and that would be 378 minus 0 divided by 2. I believe that would be 199. So we'll write mid-range 199. Alright, onto our standard deviation E, 105.9. So we'll write it as S. That's a symbol for our standard deviation. And that is 105.9. So this will have to go up. So let's just call it 106.0. The next one is the variance. And we have something tricky to deal with. And our standard deviation is 106 and the variance is the standard deviation squared. But we don't want to just square 106 if we want this accurate to 2 decimal places or to 1 decimal place past in the tens place. So what we need to do is we need to take a look at more digits, at least 2. Maybe we'll go up to 4 digits here and then square that. So let's take out our calculator. Let's take our standard deviation of 105.95677. The more decimal places, the better. We'll go ahead and square that. And then we get 11 to 26.8. Now, if you just took 106 and then you squared that, you can see that our answer is quite different. Especially, it's different in the tens place, not the tenth, but the tens place. So you would get the wrong answer for that. The more decimal places you put, the more accurate your variance is going to be. So 11 to 26.8. And then next is our first and third quartiles. So that would be Q1 is our first quartile, and then Q3 is our third quartile. And if you want to really take a look at this whole set of numbers over here, the min, Q1, median, Q3, and max, those are the 5-number summary that describes the quartiles. So you can look at the min as a 0th quartile. We have the first quartile. The median is the second quartile, technically. We have the third quartile, and the maximum is the 4th quartile. All right, now the last one is the range. We have a formula for the range as well. The range is equal to the max minus the min. So it's a simple subtraction. And then the range is 378 minus 0, which is 378. So let's just call that range. And that would be your answer for H. Okay? Now let's look at the mode. For that, let's go to our calculator and sort this to see. We can try to scan this and see if there are any numbers that repeat themselves and happen more than once. And it's a little tricky when you're scanning a set of numbers that's not in order, so you might actually miss it. I can kind of see it here that 236 happens twice, but I want to be absolutely sure. So if we have our calculator and we sort our list, now how do we sort a list? Remember that our list is in L1. We can go to second function and stat, and then let's go to OPS for operations, and then sort A is what we're looking for. So let's sort A, and then let's click second function and the number 1. We're sorting L1, and then close the parentheses and hit enter. Now it's sorted, so let's just go to our list again. Let's go to stat and edit, and let's look at our list. We have 0, 72, 95. And then we keep scrolling down until we see a repeat. Here's our repeat, 236, which is our guess based on our scanning here. Let's see if there's any more. And I think that would be it. So it looks like our mode is 236. Okay, so here are a handful of descriptive statistics, and we used our calculator to get our answers very quickly. I hope that helps.